I need to start the recording. Yes, we have started the recording. Nice.
Can we record it?
Yeah, it will be recorded.
At your end, can we record as well?
Yeah. So I shall send you through WhatsApp. Right?
Okay, sure. Okay.
Right, guys?
Okay.
I shall send you people through WhatsApp. Don't worry.
Okay.
If any other person will join, let us wait for 2 minutes.
No problem.
Because one fellow is in under breakdown with client call. So he is supposed to join very soon. Okay, Sahid?
Okay, right.
Yes, please wait for some time. Venkata, Wasim, yeah, good, Wasim. Any other fellow is waiting in the queue? Wasim here, no voice, but everybody can hear the voice. Have you got
Yes.
problem, Wasim bhai?
No problem.
Okay, nice. So okay, yeah. So Wasim, yeah, you are VS. Okay, good. Thank you. Let us see. Yeah. Yes. Okay, any other fellow wants to join? Because our session is going to be interactive, so I would like to join one more people so that I can learn from you people also. And it will be very interesting session for all the guys who wants to learn EWM in S4HANA. So
is it in embedded?
Which one?
Sorry, let's start the discussion as soon as everybody is on board.
Yes. Sure, sir. So now I am starting to share the screen. So is it visible and audible?
Yes.
Nice. Very good. So I may like to see how many people have joined. Venkata, Raman, BS, or Wasim, Sahid. Okay, nice. So let us be mute because we are recording. Na? So we are starting. Hi, good evening, friends and stakeholders of SAP S4HANA. So we are all stakeholders of SAP S4HANA. So this is the topic proposed as per the standard syllabus of SAP WM certification, as well as for the SAP independent functional consultant who worked in S4HANA embedded platform. So our edition should be 1909, which is the latest version, and we have realized this is the most stable solution. So this is Kumar from India, and I'm in this area for a decade, in the area of especially for SAP WM, standalone EWM, but nowadays we are going towards the embedded EWM. So because of three reasons, we are going towards the embedded EWM. Other is the first one is we need to get the benefits of SAP in-memory database capability. Okay, so we know that in ECC still we are taking the help of database of other partners like Oracles or SQL and others. So here SAP S4HANA has got its own database, HANA 2.0, So we are getting advantages of HANA 2.0 database here, which is the most important thing. Second, one is that we are getting the benefits of a column table. As a technical person, we also sometimes having interaction with the particular basis team also, that column table is very much advantageous for query searching. Okay, so indexing of particular query searching is very fast using this column table. So we have removed the concept of RDBMS, relational database management system. Now we are going towards the column table structure. And third is the last but most important one is the Fiori apps, which provides a passage towards the data science involving predictive analytics, blockchain, SAP Leonardo, all the other things, to provide us a clear-cut picture for KPI of warehouses, key performance indicators. So hi team. So this is the phase 1 we should cover, and this is the level. So first let me ask that is it audible and visible? My voice and the picture from here?
Yes. Yes.
Great. So if it is audible, visible, then we shall complete our communication cycle. Right? Now, warehouse structure and master data involves the structures of warehouse in the different pattern. It starts from warehouse number, followed by storage type, then storage section, and the storage bin. Here we are doing the stock management, tracking and tracing of products at the storage bin level. So this is the main difference between the IAM and WM and EWM. In IAM, we are doing the stock management at storage location level, but in EWM and WM, we are managing the stock at storage bin level. So this is the new thing involving the lean management in EWM. So here also we have we need to see the master data. What are the master data involving storage bins, packaging specifications, then activity areas, slotting, all these coming under the master data. Next, business processes, we shall cover inbound and outbound business processes called goods receipts and goods issue. Okay, that is goods for shipping. So there we have got impact for at the micro level, right? Low level means micro level, and time would be 4 hours. So WM inbound or WM outbound operations we shall cover in basic processes. Chapter number 3 involves the one-stop monitoring tool called warehouse monitoring, involving the managing the warehouses, followed by the RF devices to automate the field operations with respect to the SAP actual operations in the system. So these are the 2 specific components we shall cover here. Also, next steps we go to these additional functions. Storage control is a specific facility in warehouse to do the specific storage controls processes involving process-oriented storage control and layout-oriented storage control. Most of the time people are using process-oriented storage control. Layout-oriented storage control, in general, it is not used in separate. So it is used in coupled with the process-oriented storage control, like PLC-based conveyors, cranes, elevators, lifts. As we can see in Fortune 500 companies like Walmart, they are having this POSC and LOSC specific storage control in their specific warehouses. Serial number we are using already in ECC as well as in S4HANA platform. So this serial number we can use in EWM also, followed by also batches. we can create batches in EWM platform. EWM has got very specific quality inspection process. We need to create the quality inspection rule. So they are based on the quality inspection rule, we shall specific activities for quality inspection plans, followed by specific lot sizing for lot creation process. We have got different types of value-added services, followed by value-added service orders. So this is the differentiation between the WM and EWM. We cannot measure and control the value-added services in WM, ECC, but we can create value-added service order, maintain, monitor and control these value-added service orders. In EWM, the examples are special packaging, special inspection, assembly, painting, oiling, kit to order, kit to stocks for VAS orders, right? Next, OROS organizations. It is the last chapters of phase 1, but most important one, it involves slotting. Slotting is defined as the selection of most appropriate or best bin for a product, useful for efficient put away and picking operations. Okay, so it is the procedure to find out the best bin out of million number of bins inside the EWM complex, where we can do efficient picking and put away operations, right? So here sorting is one of the important process. Also we need to do this conditions definitions, creating the condition records in slotting. Replacement, it is a specific methodology where we are having some specific replacement storage type involving the specific storage bins for replacements to speed up the delivery based on the changing scenario for outbound deliveries. So nowadays customers' order is very much changing in nature. So in order to cope with the changing scenarios for outbound deliveries, we need to do the replacement methods. There are different replacement methods: planned replacement, order-based replacements, direct replacement, and so on. So we can touch base for this replacement methodology in details in our particular sections. Physical inventory having the involvement of 3 requirements. First one is the physical inventory required for a supply chain manager. Second, it is the reason for finance to tally the actual value of the product with respect to the physical quantity. And third is the most important thing, it requires the GST involvement. It means goods and service tax. It is available in most of the countries. In India, Malaysia, we are having GST. So in those countries, we need to have a physical inventory as an mandatory process. Okay, this is the actual practice for phase 1. So if I am showing some specific specific activities for phase 1. So here in actual practice, you can see this is the S/4HANA 1909. So we need to enter our password. Preceded by the user ID. So this is the 1909 system. Database HANA 2.0. This is the transaction code for monitoring tool. It is the one-stop monitoring tool frequently used by the warehouse manager and supervisors. So our warehouse number should be 4901, followed by the monitor 4901. So this is the one-stop screen of warehouse. Left side we have got tree-driven specific nodes and subnodes, outbound, inbound, physical inventory, documents, all this. Right side we have got 2 steps. One is the top and this is the bottom. Top is the parent data. like and bottom is the child data, right? So we can show you, this is the parent data, right? Followed by any specific child data. Just, yeah, it has no child data. So let us see any child data is there or not. Yeah. So, yeah. So this is the particular delivery number. Okay. And it has got ORO stocks in 2 line items. So this is called child data for this particular our inbound delivery. Okay. And this is the preceded by header level data, parent data. So header level data is known as parent data. Line item level data is known as child data. In right side screen has 2 parts. Left side screen has only 1 part, just like a long building, and it has got different 3 different nodes and subnode drop down. Okay, so this type of monitoring tool, it is one of the most important usable and reusable screen for super user, OROS supervisor and OROS manager, as well as supply chain manager is also using this screen for alerts to see the how many overdues for inbound delivery, outbound delivery without GR or without GI or WT, OROS stocks or OROS activity. Okay, so these are the specific data is required to be seen by the supply chain manager in our OROS complex. Okay, so any question for this first particular chapter, page 1, guys? Any question? One by one, because we need to complete the communication cycle. Is it fine?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm describing the things at the grassroots level. For me, there is no mandatory prerequisite for attending the EWM class. Just you have some time for learning. You have some wish for learning, some dream for learning, then you can learn EWM. There is no prerequisite. A normal matriculation pass person also learn EWM from my class. Okay. Class 10 pass person also can learn EWM if he or she have some dream to learn. Right? Is it any difficulties to learn S4HANA till now? Okay. So let us go ahead for phase 2. Phase 2 is especially for a functional consultant who works independently for S4HANA embedded EWM platform. It starts from basic customizing process. So we shall discuss a particular customizing process required for a greenfield implementation project, which is the fresh implementation project for EWM involving S4HANA 1909 edition. So we shall discuss about the customizing process steps required for a greenfield implementation project. So it is the bread and butter of a functional consultant in EWM platform. Followed by optimization of resources. Web management. Web management is a technique to provide a particular virtual template to deliver n number of deliveries involving very selected line items as per our plan or as per our setting. So web management is a very efficient tool. There we need to create a particular template to control the specific selection of the specific line items for n number of deliveries, because our ultimate delivery to the customer is very much changing in nature. So how to cope with the solution with the changing in outbound delivery scenarios? So OM management is one of the best solution, followed by labor management. There are two types of labors in our house: direct labor, indirect labor. Direct labor is applicable for warehouse important processes, put away, picking, followed by replenishment, physical inventory, and so on. And we can use labor management to find out the labor efficiency and performance, which is connected to the utilization of incentives matter for the direct and indirect labor. So indirect labor is responsible for the cleaning and housekeeping job in the warehouse. Direct labor is responsible for the warehouse specific operations inbound, like GR, GI, packaging, or any value added services, and so on. Production supply, if we are having the responsibility to supply the products or components or raw materials or semi-finished products to the production line, having the production supply staging area. So there is a particular intermediate interim storage type in EWM complex to supply the SFG or raw material or components to the production line. So you can do this integration using the PMR. PMR stands for production material request, to make advanced integration between EWM and production line in S/4HANA premises. Cross-docking is a particular process. There we can supplying the products directly from warehouse inbound section to the customer premises with one movement type. Advantages of cross-dockings are less goods movements, reduction in cost, reduction in cycle time. But we are bypassing the warehouse internal processes like physical inventory, replenishment, and so on. So cross-docking also, there are different types of cross-docking, like opportunities cross-docking or merchandise cross-docking, direct cross-docking, or basically order-based cross-docking we are using. So basically most of the time we are using merchandise cross-dockings process in retail industry, retail IS solution, right? In warehouse extension, we have got planning of and receiving for products for international customers. There we are integrating extended warehouse management system with yard management or transportation management, involving transportation unit. Next is the MFS involves the automation of warehouse processes in the field. It includes PLC based belt conveyors or metal conveyors or box conveyors, along with elevators, lift, or any automatic storage and retrieval systems. A rapid deployment solution involves the project management, flavors involving Activate methodology. Activate methodology is a mixture of waterfall and agile methodology, which involves the innovations in project management activities involving commercial project management in S/4HANA platform. And last but not the least, we should learn about the end-to-end scenario as a project, small project activities here. So this is the particular chapters we shall cover in phase 1 and phase 2. And we should see some questionnaires. As a responsible functional consultant, we should ask this questionnaire to our specific customers, business process owners, to win the deal and process for the successful implementation as per the scope of the implementation plan, whether it is greenfield implementation, bluefield, or followed by brownfield implementation as per our roadmap. If you have any question, I shall be happy to answer. Team.
This is for on-premises or cloud basis?
It is 1909 on premise. 1909 is the on premise. But if you have experience in on premise, it is not a very big thing for cloud. Cloud is more easy.
Yeah, actually, I'm in on-premises 1909 as a CEO consultant.
Yeah. Good. Thank you. You can work in cloud. So 1909, I think it is available in cloud also. Yes. But cloud is more easy. So there you can have guided configuration system in place of GUI configuration system. So whatever this scenario I have shown you, basically this is for on-premise. Okay. So this is one of the most important screen, one-stop usable and reusable screen for embedded developer. So we can have monitoring, execution, planning and control from the same screen. Like you can
we
see
perform customization activities in managing monitor
for managing.
for customizing the customization? Can we use the management monitor?
Yeah, of course. Good question. Let us suppose that you have got super user who are not supposed to access all the tree structures, nodes and subnodes, right? Super user, yeah. So you can create individual customized user base screen monitor. Yes, you can do it. So that's why I have shown you the default value.
Specific business process like inbound, outbound.
Yes. So this is the control here.
Yeah.
This is the control here.
Yeah, member, right.
Of course. Then your OIROS number will be the same, but your monitor will be the different. You have got monitor one for OIROS manager.
Not a Fury based.
Yeah, Fury also you can show. Yes, Fury, good question. Fury also we can show you. Let us see. Fury, we can see the same screen with some different. Let us see. Fury I have opened. There is a particular transaction code applicable for Fury. So I think it is NL something is there. One transaction code is applicable for Fury. It is known as NL something there. 1 minute. We can go Fury app. Basically, Fury app has got two advantages. First thing, we do not need to remember any transaction code.
Yeah.
It is operated by clicking on the single tile.
Right.
And second thing, it is internet enabled. You can access from anywhere, anytime using the Fury app. So this is the important transaction code for Fury app in 1909 platform. So you can go for Fury app UI2 followed by FLP using the particular user ID password for Fury app. So it is opening slowly but steadily. So you can overlook it, this particular Let us see. Any Fury app it is opening directly. Yeah. So this is the
Yeah.
Fury. You can go. This is the most important screen. You can execute n number of transactions from this screen
Yeah.
based on your need.
Test steps are recorded.
Right. So it is the particular execution icon. Due to network, sometime it is slow because of pandemic situation, but most of the time it is fine. Gopi? Okay, this is the new fellow. So I should tell him, please wait. Yes, okay.
All right. Thank you.
So this is the new Fury apps, and Fury app having the advantages of connecting this SAP S/4HANA platform towards the data science involving embedded analytics, predictive analytics.
In which tile
Blockchain.
can we see the material flow system?
Which one?
In which tile can we see the material flow
MFS.
system?
Yeah. MFS, we have got very specific tiles, so you can go up app founder. So let us see. MFS has got very specific transaction codes.
Kumar, is it a core process or is it like an additional extension?
Which one?
MFS.
MFS is not the core process. It is the very specific process.
Oh, okay.
Very specific process. Very few companies in the world, they are using actual MFS.
Yeah.
Most of the time companies are using customized MFS.
Yeah.
So if there is a customization, we are facing a lot of problem.
Yeah.
Because every company is unique in the world.
Yeah, every business is unique. That's the business.
Just like Darwin theory. No two companies are equal in the world, right?
But
Here
there's
also,
a lot of companies having lot of focus on MFS.
Yeah.
While recruiting.
MFS, I have to check whether this fellow has added this style or not. MFS, monitoring merchandise distribution. I need to check. I have to tell them. MFS has got very specific left side. These are calling BCG, Business Catalog Group. Right side, we have got BCG specific tiles. So this is called BCG, right? And these are the tiles involved in the particular BCG, Business Catalog Group. So MFS, I think he has not added. We need to add, because MFS is very specific and very customer oriented business process.
Yeah, that's what.
Very customer, very few customers in the world like Tyson, they are involving MSS.
It's a robotics type.
Yeah. And they are using RPA, robotics process automation. But purely MFS hardly people are using because of their own requirements.
And what about the RFC, radio frequency framework?
Radio frequency, yeah, same thing. But SAP suggests to use a standard radio frequency, but if people are not using standard, they are using different middleware due to reduction in cost.
Frequently used across features.
Yeah. RF we are using, but here RF is very much interactive and very efficient also. So you know that RF transaction code is followed by RF UI.
Yeah.